up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele. And welcome to Spitballin. Spitballin.
What were you watching?
I was gonna say I watched all of the Stranger Things.
All of them?
I watched the whole thing, man.
Dude, they're like an hour and a half each.
No, not quite an hour and a half.
They're long.
They're like an hour.
I watched the first 3 so far. They're straight up. The first 2 are straight up goddamn horror movies.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. It's pretty intense.
It's
I have to admit,
crazy.
I'm not gonna see. I don't want to give anything away, no spoilers.
All right, good.
But this one is
So
this one's got me frustrated. This one just has me frustrated.
Word. I mean, it is interesting too because they're so much older.
Yes, they're so much older, but it's also just how they like what's happening with Elle, like what's going on with her at the schools and
But
with
you
the
know
kids.
what?
That stuff bothers me, man.
Well, yeah, but when you grew up in a lab, it makes sense how she would totally not fit in at school.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no disputing that.
And she murdered people at a young age, so that's kind of fuck with her a little.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of story to tell, but the thing is, it's not even so much about Elle. My issue isn't with Elle and her inability to fit in or being a little awkward.
Or as we like to say, 11 Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, exactly. My issue isn't with her and her inability to fit in. A lot of kids have a hard time fitting in. My issue is with the kids, the other kids, the surrounding kids, the other kids who are quote unquote normal, and how awful they are. Right.
Yeah, right. They're mean.
Right. Like it's one thing to have someone be a little odd, little different, little outside the norm. Yeah, that's fine. But to have so many be surrounded by so many awful people, that's the part that's disturbing. I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on?
Well, they do a good job.
Well, yeah.
Welcome to I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin.
I
probably shouldn't have worn blue.
I asked my friend what we should talk about, and he said, a couple of his ideas I didn't really care. Like, what did he say? How inflation caused people to act cheap and start more OnlyFans pages.
That's funny. Everyone's trying to get money. Everyone's monetizing the one commodity they have, and that's their bodies.
Yeah, right? All they do is like it's all about camera. The difference between sherbet and sorbet. Well, I told him that's easy. It's dairy. I can't have sherbet, and sorbet is fucking flavored frozen water. Really,
it's delicious.
I mean, yeah, there's some good ones, but it ain't no ice cream.
Yeah, it's a lot of
non-dairy ice cream is what I like the best.
Yes, Ben and Jerry's non-dairy PB&J.
Oof, dangerous.
Oh my goodness!
But here's the one I do like. He said, "Talk about the growing popularity of Quidditch as a club sport on college campuses."
Are you serious?
Yeah, and now I don't know
how do they play Quidditch in real life.
I don't know. They run around on brooms. They really do. And but he has a kid who's in college. But he says they don't play. I'm like, well, how am I going to talk Quidditch if I don't have a player to interview? We should try and find a Quidditch player to interview, and they could teach us about running around on a broomstick.
Quidditch. Are we seriously going to talk to somebody who's playing a game, a wizarding game from Harry Potter?
Like, how does that work? How does that work?
Yeah,
you're running. I'm curious.
I think they just playing soccer with a little ball and on a broom. Like they got
Are you just making that up? You don't know. You don't know the rules.
Do you know?
No, there's something with there's got to be a keeper. There's a keeper of some sort.
Yes, there's a goalkeeper. Remember? No, a
little green ball that he has to chase.
No, listen. My son is really into Harry Potter right now. So you got the 2 goals, right? The round goals that have goalkeepers in front of them.
But they're up in the air.
They're up in the air, and then everyone's trying to score a goal, right? Everyone's trying to score a goal with the little round ball that they have to hit through the hole, right? But at the same time, they have the little gold ball that's flying around where you have the 2 people trying to catch the gold ball.
So
and you catch the little.
I think someone dresses up as that.
But what I'm saying is, what are you trying to catch if you're trying to catch the little gold ball? Because if you catch that, then you win the game. right?
Well, technically you don't. I thought that too. Because they do say that in one of the movies, but you get like 250 points, which usually makes you win. But because then I put it up on Twitter once and somebody checked me like, well, in this one match, these guys did catch, what is the little thing called? But they're like, he caught it, but they still didn't win because they didn't have enough points.
Oh, okay. The
I know Harry Potter's the seeker who has to catch it.
yeah. So they're playing this in real life.
So I think somebody must dress up like that guy. Like maybe we should just look it up right now.
Dude, do our young people have not enough to do in class? There's not enough books to read. There's not enough papers to study, papers to write, right? Like, come on, man. Quidditch, come on, man. There are enough. There are.
Oh yeah, dude. There's been World Cup matches. 2011, there was a World Cup. USQuidditch.org is a magical nonprofit dedicated to governing the sport of Quidditch and advancing the sport. Here, let's go to the Wikipedia. This
Dude, we don't have enough real games. We don't have enough real life games to play that we gotta.
Oh yeah, I did. I remember this. I've asked a trivia question about this. It started in the U.S. in Vermont in 2005.
Of course, Quidditch
by Xander Manshill, a freshman at the college at the time, and several of his friends. Okay, give me the rules here. Grown nationally. There's Quidditch Canada, Quidditch UK. 3 hoops at each of the 2 shorter ends of the field. Team requires 3 chasers, 1 keeper, 2 beaters, 1 seeker. Using the quaffle, which is a volleyball, while riding broomsticks.
Okay,
the chasers are in charge of scoring points by passing, running, or kicking a ball to their teammates into the hoops. The keeper guards the hoops and acts as a 4th chaser, while the beaters use dodgeballs to move players out of the way as a means of pushing and blocking. Beaters may also throw the bludgers, which are the dodgeballs, to opposing teams as a means to knock them out, cause them to have their tag, blah, blah, blah. The seeker must catch the snitch, a neutral person who has attached a golden snitch, a yellow Velcro tail to the back of their waist. Oh, like flag football. Catching the snitch is worth 30 points. The match ends once the snitch is caught by a seeker. If the snitch is caught and the score is tied, the game goes into overtime. Quidditch is a uniquely gender-inclusive contact sport. Following the 4 maximum rule means there can be no more than 4 players of the same gender on the field at the same time. When the seekers are released, it's increased to 5.
Okay.
So there's all the rules, Reg. It was somebody dressed up as
okay. Look, I mean, yeah, I'm good. I'll pass, bro. I don't need to play Quidditch, bro. I don't need to play Quidditch. And the fact that kids are running around on broomsticks with a broomstick between their legs, but hey, more power to them, man. They've come up with some rules. I love the fact that it's gender inclusive and it's not male dominated.
All right, let's watch.
I had a scholarship offer to college.
Can you see this?
Yeah, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
All right, now let's see. We can watch them play. Well, I don't know why that guy's sitting down. Oh, he's the snitch. Okay. This is the highlights, bro, from 2011.
Okay, here's the highlights.
Okay, there's the broomsticks. The camera work is shaky as hell. Okay, they line up. Okay. Oh, it's like dodgeball. You line up on each side and then you go chase the thing in the middle.
And there's
look at the little hoops.
Snitch.
The hoops. Where's the snitch?
He was running around in the yellow. All right.
Okay, so the guy got the ball. He throws it into the hoop. Man, the hoops are very like shaky and little. They almost look like microphone stands.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a snitch. Wait a minute. No one's even chasing the snitch.
Not yet.
Oh, he just runs around, and when he runs into the field on it, whenever he feels like it. Okay, here they go. She's running with the ball.
You see, they got the broomsticks between their legs.
Somebody threw a dodgeball at him. Yeah,
dude, this is choppy.
Shit, it's just crazy when they're running around with the broomstick in their legs. Oh, he grabs them. Oh, he throws them. Oh boy, it's getting rough. I want to see. Get me more something interesting. Where's the snitch? Oh, they're fighting for the ball. It just seems like the broom is annoying.
Yeah, well, you got to have the broom though.
Way.
You got to have the broom because you got to be right. Like you got to be a wizard, right? Like flying.
But you're not. You're just walking around with a dick between your legs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know, buddy.
I don't know what I'm watching here, and I mean, I'm watching But
Oh, you got it in the hoop.
okay, you got 3 hoops to choose from.
These are the highlights, bro. I can't imagine the lowlights. This was at UC Berkeley, man.
But hold up, though, man. There's a crowd there. There's a crowd of
Yeah,
people.
well,
Look at the people in the
folding
background,
chairs.
dude.
Well, there's another match on the other side. It looks like it's like a soccer, or there's different matches. Yeah, dude. I don't know.
Okay.
So that's out there, Reg.
Quidditch.
That's a sport that's out there.
I can honestly say I just saw something for the first time in my entire life that I've never seen before. you just showed me something I'd never seen. I never knew it existed in the real world, and now I do. Quidditch as a sport, and people are running around with broomsticks between their legs. Hey man, somebody's got to do it. It might as well be these guys, right? All right, well.
So you're not gonna get your kid into it anytime soon?
No, I'm good.
He loves Harry Potter. I should tell him about it. This will mess you up. I'm like, hey, Dio, you know about Quidditch as a sport? What? Yeah, you can play as a sport. Forget baseball. Forget all that phony baloney. You can play Harry Potter sports. What? Oh, you totally be into it, man.
He go crazy. And then that's all I need.
I would ruin your life, bro. You'd have to go to all these Quidditch matches. And in Berkeley, right up the street. You got teams with highlights on the internet right up the street from you, bro.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I don't know if it'll ruin my life. I mean, I pretty much live mine, but his would definitely he'd definitely be compromising his joint.
Well, just the fact that you'd have to go out there and watch the games.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny to me to watch.
Yeah. Speaking of watching games, he had his first playoff game on Thursday.
Oh, right. Did he take any hits? He's okay. Didn't get any noggin balls in the head?
No. He was okay. He got a good hit, but the other team did some good fielding, and he got thrown out at first. But they went into the top of the third up 10-4, right? And the top of the third, the pitching wasn't very great.
They giving up 10 runs by the third?
No, hold up though. Yeah, because these kids are aggressive base runners, dude. I'm telling you, if there is one errant pitch, pew, these kids are gone.
And what is this?
Bro.
What grade is this?
These are 9 and 10 year olds, 8, 9, and 10 year olds.
So I mean, the pitch is still pretty off at that age.
Yeah, the pitching is pretty bad. But so they go into the top of the third, up 10-4. Pitching on our side is not very good. We give up 5 runs. Now the score is 10-9, right? Come back out, we score again. We go up 11-9, right? They go back in, whatever, and they only play 6 innings, right?
Okay.
So
that's
now
good.
So now we're at the top of the 6th, right? We're at the top of the 6th. The score is tied 11-11. We're in the bottom of the 6th. The coach tells the kids, hey, look, time-wise and inning-wise, if we score 1 run, we win this game, right? Theo's up to bat. This is all true. Theo's up to bat. They got their best pitcher on the mound. Watching this kid, you go, oh, okay, this kid knows how to play. I see they've been saving him.
He's
right?
a saver.
Dude. This kid is throwing some nice pitches, and he's also covering the base. Like he's doing.
Is there anyone on base?
Not yet. Theo's the first.
Any outs?
Oh, no, not yet. Theo's the first batter.
Okay.
He walks Theo, so Theo gets walked to first. The next batter comes up. Couple pitches. One's errant. Pew! Theo steals second.
So wait, he doesn't steal until after he sees the pitch is errant. So it wasn't like a planned steal.
Yeah, it's not like he's waiting for him to throw it.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
Right.
He waits till they fuck bad up.
Yeah, he's waiting for a bad pitch, right? High over the top, kid can't get it. Boom, he's gone. Easy, so he steals second. He strikes out that batter. 1 out. Right. Next batter comes up, couple pitches, another errant pitch. Pew!
Boom, third.
Theo steals the third. This kid strikes out the next batter.
Woo!
We got 2 outs.
The
winning run is on third base, right? We don't want to go to extra innings, right? So now you got the winning run on third base, which is Theo, who's stolen from first to second to third. 2 outs. This kid is still pitching. And now every time he throws an errant pitch, this kid is running in to cover home plate because he doesn't want it, right? The first base coach and the third base coach are all looking at each other, trying to figure out what they're going to do, right? Like, when's the time to run? Theo is kind of hedging his bets a little bit, like he's kind of playing off the base, come back on, come back off, come back on, whatever, right? The coach is like, well, you got to be patient. We just got to wait for the right pitch. So now he's pitching, and we get to this point where Theo's not even trying anymore, and it's almost a full count. We got 2 outs, like I said, and at one point Theo just goes like, he said to the guy, he's like, I'm just gonna go. And the guy's like, well, if you go, you better run hard, right? The kid throws the pitch. It's wild. Theo takes out. He's running hard. The pitcher comes to cover the home plate. The catcher gets the ball, tosses it to the pitcher. Theo slides. Safe.
Wow. That's awesome. Game winning, home stealing.
Yes,
wow.
He won. The dude stole home. They ended up winning the game. The kids come running out. Yay, Theo!
Wow, that's awesome, man.
They're super excited. And then
I like how he's like, I'm just gonna go. Full count, I'm going.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going. He's like, I'm just, and the killer part is he didn't know, right? Like he was just like I'm just gonna go, man, right? I'm just gonna go. So he went and won the game. And then after the game, the coach gathered the kids together to talk about what the next game is, and that's today, right?
Oh,
the next game is today at 1. And I heard one of the kids say to Theo, he goes, Theo, you're the MVP of the game today, right? And the best part is my son is so not in that world really in a certain way that he says to me later, what's an MVP? I said that means the most valuable player, right?
That's funny.
That means you're the guy who feel like they couldn't have won without you, right?
Right. That was awesome. I mean, a couple things. One, it's funny the faith you have in the hitters where you're like, yo, I got to steal home. We're not going to win.
But think about it though. But think about it. From his perspective, he got walked, right? So, and this kid was actually throwing strikes.
Well, that's funny too. Their best pitcher still threw enough errant pitches that the guy stole around the bases.
Yeah, he did. He still threw enough errant pitches, right? But a part of it is it the errant pitches or is it the catchers, right? Because the catchers aren't that great either. Remember, the catchers are still little kids.
Oh yeah, like you don't have to worry about getting thrown out. That's true. Like the catchers, even if it's a good throw, especially to second, you don't have to worry about that catcher picking you off.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, in this little league, if the catcher tries to throw the runner out at second, that joint is going straight to the fence. It's going over the second base head, past the center fielder.
Don't even throw it. Dude, let him steal.
It's gonna be a home run. It's gonna be a home run on an error. Okay,
that's true.
Yeah, man. So it was a super exciting week for the boy.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, and today, congrats. Like I said, he has his next playoff game, and if they win today, then they play tomorrow. So and then
they get right into it, back to backs,
and if his team wins the Oakland Little League, then they play the winner of the Berkeley Little League. So and then you have the Bay Area champion or whatever it is. So yeah, man. So it's pretty cool. So anybody out there listening that, actually this will be over by the time people hear it, huh? Yeah. So
probably.
Yeah. I give him an update on what happened next week.
Yeah. See how he does. Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. So I mean, since we're talking about sports, might as well keep it going. I know you were super excited to see the results of the
about that? How about
finals playoff game,
dude?
I thought it was two things, right? I figured it was going to either be the Warriors had enough time off to watch them and study them and to be well rested, right, and be prepared for them, or Boston was coming off of 7-game series. They still have their rhythm, maybe a little fatigue, but good stamina and confident because they just finished 2 7-game series. So they've been kind of battle tested a little bit. And hey man, watching the game, I give props to Boston, man, because the Warriors came out, did what they do. Steph came out big time, hit a lot of threes early. But I think I was listening to the commentators, and one of them said that, I think Magic Johnson said this, but he said they looked gassed after that first quarter.
The Warriors?
Yeah, the Warriors look gassed. And that would be the only issue, is that when you're not playing, even though you may be practicing hard, you can't replicate the amount of energy that you exert in a game. in
And that
practice.
explains why in the fourth quarter they just choked and Boston just kept going.
Oh my God, your choice of words is so hard.
Well, I mean, 16 points in the fourth compared to 40. I mean, that's
they didn't choke.
17-0 run.
Dude, they did not choke. I'm gonna tell you what happened. What happened was Boston was in rhythm and they were knocking down their shots, which they've been doing, right? And they are the best defensive team in the NBA. They were all over the place. And with guys not having legs, then obviously if you ain't got the lift, you just ain't got the lift. So it was a combination of things. But hold up, this is the last thing I'll say. The Warriors, I mean, Boston stayed close in this game, and they stayed close, and their star, right, their go-to guy, Jason Tatum, was 3 for 16 from the field. He had a horrible game, right?
Yep.
So if Jason Tatum has a decent game, this game ain't even close, bro.
That's what I'm saying. The Warriors are in trouble, man. Like, if Steph Curry has that good of a game and their best player has that bad of a game and they still win the game.
But you know, I also too, they, you know, like I said, the guys just didn't, you know, Draymond didn't bring much to the table. As far as scoring, Kevon Looney didn't score really at all. Like, they're gonna have to find other place to score because Boston is big, and they're gonna have to match that size. Because Al Horford was scoring, right? Rob Williams is scoring.
I mean, that's the thing. All their other guys score, and their top 5 have all got votes for best defensive player of the year or whatever. And they all were hitting threes. Like, that's the thing. It's nice to see the Warriors finally get a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, I will say that too. I agree with that. But so it was interesting. Now I think this next game, the Warriors will make their adjustments, obviously. And their adjustments are simply just going to have to be, we got to get out on the shooters, right?
Right.
But if Jason Tatum has a good game today, I'm telling you, if he's
tomorrow, Sunday he plays. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, tomorrow. If Jason Tatum has a good game tomorrow, and he's knocking down some of those shots that he normally knocks down, the ones that he missed this time,
son.
It's gonna be messy. It's gonna be
SF or Boston.
Yeah, it's gonna be ugly. It will, just because Boston can almost match them score for score, right? Because not Cleveland, but the Warriors they got Steph, they got Clay, and then they got Jordan Poole who can score a little bit.
Draymond sucks too, by the way. His offense is horrible. He didn't have 2 baskets.
But Draymond, he's not an offensive threat like that. Draymond is the energy leader. He's a defense guy. You know what I mean? Like, him scoring some points every now and then. If he ends up with 12, then it's like he did a good job. But then you have Andrew Wiggins who can score, maybe create his own shot a little bit, and then you got Otto Porter who can shoot it too, right? But those last 3 guys are all, their scoring is all predicated on Steph and Clay knocking down shots, right? Because if they're knocking down shots, then you can't play off of those guys. Now, when they whip the ball around, boom, 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 then you got the open Jordan Poole, you got the open Otto Porter, you got the open Andrew Wiggins, and then those guys have to knock it down. So the point being is that, but for Boston basically has the same thing. Jason Tatum can knock it down. Jaylen Brown can knock it down. Marcus Smart can knock it down. This kid Pritchard comes in, he can knock it down. Brian Grant can knock it down. The other kid, Derek something, whatever, he can knock it down. Al Horford can knock it down.
Yeah, right? Man, there's problems.
So it's like, if those guys are scoring, if Jason Tatum is scoring, and if he's getting to the basket and taking people off the dribble, then it's going to be a problem, because then you got to collapse to try to help out. Or if Jaylen Brown is knocking out his jumper and you can't play off of him because he'll knock it down in your eye too, now you got to hedge your way over there. That means you're leaving Marcus Smart open, and Marcus ain't even necessarily looking for his shot. He's just knocking it down when he gets. Dude, it's going to be a good series.
So are you changing your pick now? What'd you pick before? Warriors in 6 or something?
I think I picked Warriors in 6 or 7, but I'm not going to change just yet. I do think that Boston will come out of the series, but I'm going to stick to my guns.
Yeah, I hope Boston.
Well, okay, I'll play this. I think Boston can come out of this series if they keep their turnovers down. The thing that beats Boston is Boston, right? They make a lot of bonehead plays, which are just, young, inexperienced plays, getting charges when the guy's obviously there. Instead of stopping and pulling up for the shot, throwing the ball out of bounds, dribbling off your foot, just turnovers. And like, they make mistakes at the wrong time of the game. That's all I'm saying. Late in the game, when you can't make mistakes, That's when they make mistakes, and the Warriors are excellent at capitalizing on your mistakes. The moment you make a mistake, I'm telling you, that joint is like up the court, boom, 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 and then they start getting those quick scores. They
Yeah.
start getting rolling, and then it's like before you know it, it's like 3, 3, 3, 9, 12, 15, boom, just like that. So
It's funny. I saw so many people the day of the finals, the opening game, like they're putting all these pictures, all these Warrior fans I know up in the Bay, putting pictures up of their kids and their little Steph Curry jerseys and stuff. And everyone's so excited. And I just feel like it'd only be fair that they should also send pictures after that game. And I wanted to see all those kids crying in their Steph jerseys.
You're so bad, dude. It's
It's
one
like,
game,
what
man.
happened to Steph?
Steph did his thing, man. Steph had like 35 or 36
in the fourth quarter. What happened?
Well, I mean, what happens to the whole Warriors? They got rained on. They got rained on like they rain on teams. So,
Taste
so
their
it's gonna be
own
interesting.
medicine.
It's gonna be interesting to see this whole thing. All I really want, look, I got no dog in this race. You know what I mean? I'm a LeBron fan, right? So,
which means you got to be anti-Warriors. That's how I feel.
Yeah, but
because I still feel everyone's gonna say dynasty, this and that. Yo, I'm gonna always say it. The Warriors weren't shit without Kevin Durant. Sure, they were good with their 73 wins, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But they couldn't win that championship, and they would not have won 2015 if it wasn't for fucking two of their stars being out on Cleveland. So my point is, every time I see them lose the finals, that still makes that argument stand. Like, look, man, y'all weren't what you thought you were.
Well, no, you can't say that because it was, I mean, you can't say that. You can't say that, right? I would say 2015, Kevin Love going down the Boston series with the shoulder. That was bad. Kelly Olynyk.
And Kyrie, that was
play.
it. Once you lost Kyrie,
yeah,
it was
and then once you lose Kyrie, I mean, I really think Cleveland could have won 2015 and 2016 back to back.
Easily.
I think they could have won both of those. But let's just say, right? So they win 2015, Cleveland wins 2016. This is where now the rivalry really begins. You got one, I got one. The third one is the
it would have been fun. It would have been great.
It would have been
great. Like, cheated and like, well, let's go. And it's so ridiculous they were even able to get that guy on that team. I don't even know how that was possible,
when they went and got KD, then it was like, oh, they tipped the scales, right? That's too
for everybody,
too far.
for every team.
Yeah. So it was there was a great opportunity that was lost, but you know, it is what it is. But considering these guys have been to the finals, I mean, I just looked it up yesterday. Clay has been in the league 8 years. And in those 8 years, he's been to the finals 6 times. Right? That's impressive. That's impressive. Right?
Well, he didn't. Was he there against the Raptors, or was he hurt?
No, he was there. Remember, he got hurt in that series too.
Oh, he got hurt in that series.
He got hurt in that series. So,
but that's the thing too, though. I always everyone loves Steph, but I think Steph's great. But if it's just Steph, it's not enough. Where Kawhi Leonard, he showed that he could just join some team and get him a ring. LeBron could join a team and get him a ring.
Right. But you got LeBron wasn't in those playoffs either. Right. That's 2019. That Lakers squad was not going to make it. So you didn't, no one had to go through LeBron. Right. Kawhi showed up, had a seasoned team basically. But, you know, let's be honest, man.
Kawhi's so good. No
KD, no Clay. I mean, they can argue. KD they can argue the same point that you're arguing in 2015 that you lose 2 of your stars, right?
Well, that's the thing. It's all KD. That's my point. It's all KD. KD's that power. Yeah. And then that team, of course, they all play so well. They came up together young, and Steve Kerr's a great coach. I mean, there's so much to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right.
I give the Warriors props for
go Boston
players. It's hard for me to say go Boston only because I kind of would like to see Boston win it, just because I think it'd be nice to kind of switch it up and see somebody else actually compete against the Warriors on a high level where, you know, they got their nucleus, right? But Boston is one of the most racist cities in the country.
Right,
man.
right. Well, I root for Jason Tatum's what I'm rooting.
Yeah, and I used to go to Boston every summer as a kid. I got tons of family in Boston, right? Boston, Dorchester, Worcester. Like I have tons of relatives there. But the city of Boston, I mean, just like the vitriol, right? In that city, dude. It's like,
would you catch shit up there?
Nah, I was insulated. I was a little kid. I was a little kid. But you hear the stories, right? Like you hear all the stories about how hard, like people talk about systemic racism not being a real thing, man. You go to a city like Boston and you can see that shit like it was damn near like it might as well have been 1950 with Jim Crow. It might as well just had signs that said, no coloreds allowed, right? Or whites only, or whatever.
I do remember saying Bill Burr saying Boston was like a racist San Francisco.
That's pretty funny.
But all right, well, the last thing I want to talk about, Rich, is the coolest show on TV right now, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Get to Star Wars.
It's funny. I just messaged, these guys are messaging me, these two brothers I know, the one I usually hang out with when I'm in Sacramento. He's older.
When you say brothers, you mean like these guys are actually related, or these?
Yeah,
like
they're actual brothers. No, they're actual brothers.
I hang out with these two brothers.
They're actual white brothers.
Okay.
And
same mom and dad and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're cool. They're cool guys. And the one's got 3 kids. Wow. And it's funny. I've been staying with him in Sacramento, and I knew him when he was married. And then their first kid, second kid, third kid, like they didn't have kids when I first met him.
Wow,
right?
That's cool. Right.
And so they've always would come to shows and whatever. Big Star Wars fans, him and his brother, and we always would get messages. And it's funny. The other guy, he doesn't have any kids. He's all tattooed up. He's whatever it's out, he's watched it. And the older brother just messaged. I'm like, y'all see Obi-Wan yet? It's great. And older brother's like, not yet. Good looking trailer though.
No, the trailer looked great.
That trailer. I'm like, well, that's the quote of a man with 3 kids.
Right.
Time to watch the trailer.
That's funny. I have seen the first 2 episodes, and I was thoroughly.
Reggie didn't even know there was a third one.
I thought it came out Wednesday, right? On you. Yeah. It came out Wednesday or Friday?
Wednesday. I already saw it.
Wednesday. All right. So midnight, baby. When this is over, I will watch it. When we're done here, I will go watch it.
It's so good.
Okay, I'll go watch it.
And then the end of 2 was awesome. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's
dang, we can't really get into it though, because I don't want no spoilers.
You don't want to.
Well, I'll say this more about I'll say this in regards to the Star Wars world. I think that I do like this storyline of kind of figuring out what happened with Obi-Wan, right? Why he became Ben, why he go from Obi-Wan Kenobi to Ben, and the just kind of the state of mind after everything that happened with Anakin and how things played out in that regard, and then what happened in the just in the world, right, in regards to the dark side and the Force and Jedi, and how they're underground, they're hiding, and what I mean, they're scared, they've been hunted. So
why didn't Obi-Wan change his last name? He only changed his first name, Ben Kenobi.
He was going by Ben Kenobi, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of pretty obvious still. I wonder if that means old Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan. Like there must be a lot of Kenobis out there.
It's a ton of Kenobis.
Like the Smith of Star Wars.
I was gonna say the Johnsons and the Smith and the Lees, right? Kenobi is like, oh, everyone's a Kenobi. Oh my God. All right. It's like Muhammad in the name Muhammad in the Muslim faith, right? Yeah. Like that's like I think there are more people in the world named Muhammad than anything else in the whole wide world.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Kenobi is like the Muhammad of Star Wars.
I will say this about Star Wars, and then you learn and you get reminded in Obi-Wan perhaps, but there's no cooler villain in the world than Darth Vader. Like in the Star Wars universe, at least. Okay, we won't say in the world. Wars.
No, that's fine.
But he's still up there. You could battle with, there's some cool superhero villains, but in the Star Wars, and especially for 40 years, he's been the villain. And of all the Star Wars villains that come out with Count Dooku, General Grievous, Darth Maul, even none of them are as scary and as badass as Darth Vader. And there's something about where you can't see his face.
Yes.
And he's just behind that thing and the breathing. Yeah. And he was scary in the fucking 70s.
Yeah.
And now you give him all this power with the CGI, like you could do with the special effects, and he could just use powers like, it's insane.
It's insane.
He's still the baddest motherfucker out there.
Hey man, my buddy and I talk about this all the time, and we honestly really appreciate being alive right now because technology is catching up to our imagination, right?
Yeah,
Like what we
right.
right.
And it's funny, like they kind of, it's like, and I feel especially with Star Wars, and some people will complain, like, oh, they're just giving the fans what they want. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they should do, is give the fans what they want.
I
Right?
do want to see Boba Fett riding on a Rancor.
Okay. Yes. I want to see it, dude. I want to see the lightsaber fights. Like I remember years ago when we finally got to see Yoda fight Count Dooku.
I remember I was in the audience, the crowd was clapping when he came out, and I was like, oh
dude. And he's like, and the little,
but then
and
it
he's
was
this little dude,
crazy.
he's
Like,
bouncing all over.
It was a little much. But
Dude,
they had to make him have a lightsaber.
Dude, he looked like one of those super bouncy balls with a lightsaber. Just like, you know, if you throw it against the wall.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you wanted it to be so cool. You're like, yes. And then like, whoa, what the hell? And then old man Count Dooku trying to swing his bat at that little tennis ball.
Hey, man. All I know is it was just fun to see Yoda do Yoda.
It was cool. And then I loved when the Emperor had a lightsaber in the next one. And then he comes out, and then him and Yoda are battling it out, and they're throwing the Senate at each other.
Yeah. Bringing down boulders and shit. Like, it was, hey, man. So yeah, I think that they should absolutely give the fans what that's why I love all the Marvel movies, right? Like the idea of being able to see like the ideas of these superheroes, these gods, these, you know, half man, half machines, and what these witches and wizards, and being able to traverse multi dimensions. Yeah. Why who would, like, the fact that someone would say they're just giving the fans what they want, like, what
Good.
Yeah, exactly. What else are they supposed to give us? That's like going to a restaurant and be like, they're just serving the people what they want. Yes.
Yeah, like, hey man, this pizza place is serving pizza.
Exactly. They're just selling the pizza that the people want, right? Why aren't they just selling the pizza that nobody wants? They should sell the pizza that they want to sell.
Yeah,
when
no one
wants
pepperoni pizza.
Exactly. It's like, shut up. Like, that's just dumb. That's dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, would you ever say that? Would you ever go to Target, like, man, look at Target. They got all this stuff. They're just giving the people what they want.
Stupid, man.
So it's like, yes, give the people what they want.
What's
Please,
crazy to me about those a lot of the Marvel stories and stuff, they're based off of actual comic book stories from like the 60s and 70s. And and then I look it up afterwards. Like, I had no idea, like, even like WandaVision, how deep that shit went into the comic book world. I was like, wow, man, it's crazy.
So I have
so many characters.
Oh, wait, can I show you this book that I have?
Sure, dude.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna pause just for a second. Hold up.
There's his name. I don't see or hear him. Oh, I could hear him. Now I don't see him. You broke your Zoom, bro.
Dude, I don't know what happened. I like the mask though. Dude, I don't know.
Mess it around.
Maybe something with the computer. Let me see something.
Maybe you just need to update your
my Zoom. Okay, so then you got the.
Here, you want to close us out with this blank screen that you ruined our podcast with?
Yeah, I don't know what happened, dude.
Now, what happens if we try and get a guest? Hopefully, we can get this thing figured out for next week.
Yeah, I'll try it again afterwards. Well,
it is weird, though.
Folks. I apologize. I tried to leave to go get something, and technology has failed me. I was just talking about how technology.
It's funny to see a black screen and hear your voice.
Yo, straight up. I was just talking about how technology is caught up with our imagination, and then technology was like, "I see your imagination, and I go blank." Right. So, and I leave you in the dust. So, Sal, this
good
is
times, Reg.
Yeah, interesting ending. At least this time I'm actually here, so you can't talk junk about me. You can't see me, but you can hear me. So. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. Sorry that technology failed us. We love doing this even when you can't see me. We hope you keep tuning in, subscribe, share, like. That's Sal Kalani. I'm Reggie Steele, and this is Spitballin.
Peace.
Peace.